Salute! Look at that. Wow. Even the sun came out for this moment. Chakai. But guys, this is sort of like a odd one because all the work is already finished. Sorry. I am sorry, okay? But luckily I still recorded most of it. I just never did like a proper intro to it because I was never planning to make a video out of this project. Mainly because I didn't want you guys watching me remove a bunch of crap. It's just felt kind of icky, I don't know. But after I removed the old system, then it wasn't that bad anymore and I decided to start rolling the camera. But yeah, I finally have that thing installed now. For many years I had that old system. I think, well, I never recorded removing that, but I think I have like a picture for you. I'm gonna try to put it on the screen. Basically this thing is like a concrete box in the ground. Everything goes in but nothing gets out. And I had it somewhere over here, and yeah, the thing worked because, you know, while I was living alone on the homestead, I rarely really needed to empty it. I mean, the mud once per 2 years and the water maybe like once every 2 months or so. I did not use a lot of water while I was living here alone. I mean, all I really did was just wash the dishes and brush my teeth. That's pretty much it. Although we have always had toilet in the main house, I never really used that. I always preferred to use the outhouse. I don't know why. And this little dirt box is my go-to place when I need to take a poop. And I guess I kind of like, you know, when you're sitting on the box, you can hear a bunch of nature sounds, winds howling, that sort of business. The only time of year this place sucks is during the winter time, because then your ass kind of gets stuck on the box, and that's kind of annoying. But other than that, it's I would prefer this over the normal crap box every day. This is my choice. And even after I installed the septic system, I still don't use the toilet indoors. I still prefer the outside stuff. I think the last time I was indoors was like back in January or something like that. That's been forever now. But dude, ever since Super Sister moved in, things have changed. She's like super glued to the freaking faucet or the sink thing, and so much freaking water. She uses so much water, it's insane. I needed to pump the water out from the concrete hole like twice per month, and you know, after about a year that's just got really annoying. So decided to install this thing now, and you know, I think this is like the only good option I have, because the closest main plumbing, I guess you could call it, you know, the sewer line, I think that's like 40 miles somewhere over there. So I don't think I will be able to lay 40 miles of piping to that. So this is the only option I have. A septic system where the water drains away into a leach field. All the gunk stays inside the first chamber basically. And yeah, this is like a self-sustaining system, I would say. And currently it's July, I think like 4th something, and I installed this system back in April, I believe, at the end of the month. So I've had some use to it now, and I must say, dude, this thing is working excellently well. I haven't needed to do anything here whatsoever. Everything works. I don't know. No, when I was installing it, I was kind of afraid that I'm gonna have draining issues, because the 2 leach field lines that I dug, the one was pretty okay, But I did have a couple of issues there, and the other one, the shorter one, there's just 2 meters of topsoil. I never hit the gravel or rocky sand. I never hit that. It's just pure 2 meters of topsoil. So I figured I'm gonna have issues training in that field, but apparently not. Everything seems perfect. I don't know. Also the smells. Now with this setup, I don't have any of that business anymore. Now with the old system, you didn't really want to come behind the shed because this area just smelled like poop. It was pretty bad. Right now, as I'm walking here, all I'm smelling is nature. There is absolutely no bad smells anywhere. And only if I open up like the first hatch where all the crap collects. You can see all those little bubbles over there. Make sure I don't drop this thing in there. Yeah, there is some processes going on over there, I would say. But that's part of the system apparently, and that's very normal. Okay. Now the other hole is where the filter is at. There's some type of a plastic filter over there, and from there the water goes into a separation well where the water enters 2 separate leach field lines. Now I lost one bolt somewhere into the rock, but maybe it's fine. Couldn't find a replacement. It's kind of weird. I have every possible screw. These things actually need to be tight down because these things have seals as well, and the system needs to be tight, I think. So from there we have water coming from the septic system and directly goes into 2 leach field lines. And dude, the water is just super crystal clear, yeah. Hi, it's me. So no more smells, and the water draining, wow. I think I've never even seen the pipe get even like a quarter filled. It's always staying at the bottom, maybe like this much. So that means the leach field is not waterlogging, is that the word? The leach field is draining away excellently well. I have no wet spots anywhere, no weird grass growing anywhere. I know. I think this is like the first successful project I've ever had in my entire lifetime. Well, I did follow the book, so should be pretty okay. Now on the each end of the leach field, I have this ventilation tube as well. I think one ended up being about 6 or 7 meters long, so that's about the minimal you would want on a leach field, apparently, at least according to the book of laws. The other one came a bit too long. I think it was like 21 meters, but the book says maximum recommended is 20, so I think that's fine. Did have one problem with one of the leach field lines, the longer one, and the book says that the maximum depth, the maximum recommended depth, 1 meter, I think, is what the book says. But now I started off at around 70 or 60 somewhere, and because I was going against the slope, I ended up like 1.2 meters deep at the far end of it. Now the other one never went that deep, that stayed within the specs, but the longer one did end up going a bit too deep. The water is draining away, so that's good, but because of the depth, the bacterial thing is impacted, so that may be a problem in the future. I'm not really 100% sure. I'm kind of worried about that, but other than that, I don't think I had any issues. Oh, I had one more while setting the septic tank into the hole, and then later finding out that something's like misaligned. But I did manage to fix that with adjusting the pipes a bit. That was not that big of a deal. Oh man, this tree is so sketchy. Look at that. I think got like a giant crack. Might just break apart. Also so massive. Guy's gonna fall down and break my leach field in half. Wow, that is not very good. But you know, other than that, I think this project came out pretty good. Maybe you guys can spot some other issues as well, which I did, but as of right now, everything seems cool. You know, my videos are still kind of like 2 months old at this point. Maybe I should start releasing 3 videos per week. I'm not really sure. I've been unable to catch up even by releasing 2 videos per week. I guess I just kind of do too much work. At the moment, I'm doing something at the front of the building. Actually, I'm gonna wrapping that business up, and I'm not gonna go over to the spaceport because, dude, that area has just completely changed at the moment, and for the better, 100%. I think in the last week we had that stump removal mission where, or maybe that was a week before, I'm not really sure. But basically we broke the grappler, then I fixed it, and then removed the stumps. And the spaceport area just looked like absolute garbage. But right now, dude, that area looks such a piece of cake. Sadly though, you guys have to still wait for that part to come out. I have too many videos to release. Maybe we should take a vacation. Ooh, lunchtime. But anyway, I'm gonna roll the cartoon for you. I think we started off filming somewhere in the digging department. I'm gonna see what I can cook together for you guys. But yeah, let's do that. Almost finished, guys. had some starting issues, somewhat on and off now. Yeah, the usual kind. Slow cranking and sometimes it doesn't crank at all. I already ruled out the battery, so that's not the issue there. So, two more possible options. Either a bad connection on the starter itself, which I had a couple of years ago if I remember correctly, or there's a poor connection on the mass switch. Yep. Typical. Look at that. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. The putsin. That kind of scared the crap out of me. Not sure, maybe that's fine. Seems kind of slow still. Pretty sure it's not the battery. And ignore the battery light on the console. That's just telling me that my pizza is ready. Dieselbag. Dude, the wind is crazy today. I'm afraid that one of those trees is gonna just drop on my face while I'm not looking. Whoa. Whoa. Dude, my septic tank is gonna fly away. Orkaan. Okay, maybe we can work for another 5 minutes before something breaks. Hopefully none of those trees. Maybe we picked the wrong tool for the job. They flew off the roof. Not good. Kuradi, türää kiinat, mine perse oman. Keera munn raisk. Let's go check out the damage. Oh man, look at that. I guess the 100-year-old nails finally gave away. To my surprise though, there seems to be some type of undercoating down there as well. So rain won't immediately pour into the building. That's pretty interesting. Again, something that I did not plan, but I need to fix now. Dude, I don't think I even have spare panels. Well, what a bunch of nonsense. And why can't the wind take that piece of crap away? I mean, Super Sister has been kind of nagging on me that I drive Joseph over this thing and get rid of it. Maybe I should open up one side, you know, let the air push through, and then this thing will take off and I don't know, fly somewhere else. No, we don't need it here. Also, what is up with this? Look at that. Super Sister is gonna be pissed. Pretty sure this was not here before. Sadly, I can't fix this because my hands are too oily and I'm not allowed to touch anything Super Sister owns with oily hands. So, very good. Surprisingly warm though. It's kind of May. Should be pretty cold, but feels like summer. I'm gonna try to finish the drench though before I need to go and fix up the roof. Yeah, some great stuff over there. Every time I dig deeper on the homestead, I'm always fascinated by the layering of the ground. It always changes, you know. I've discovered pure buckets of sand. We got like beach sand, complete mud fest, clay, huge rocks, different types of clay even. Now, for example, while I went through this tunnel, none of that good stuff. This was all mud. It's actually like few meters of mud wall. Look at that. And technically speaking, you're not supposed to dig this deep, but the documenting said that if the ground has like poor drainage, then you need to go a bit deeper. This drains pretty badly, right? Mud. Dude, this just looks so weird. Topsoil. 1.7 meters. And I don't know when it stops, you know, because I can't see where it stops. That's just crazy. Now I need to backfill this with sand and gravel before I put the leach field piping in. On this side, for example, pretty deep mud wall as well, but eventually there we hit clay. Yeah, blue clay, I think. Solid wall of clay. But further down the road, a lot nicer. The clay just stopped, and the top layer, the topsoil also went significantly higher. And actually I don't mind this at all, because I need this stuff for the spaceport. Who put that hole there? Man. The sucky part is that I probably need like 100 times what I have here at the moment for the spaceport. But at least something, right? It's a start. Oh, where is the safety pin, my friend? What is this crap, bro? Where is my safety pin? Why is that missing? I should start using bolts instead of safety pins. Really lucky that the hydraulic line did not break. I pulled the entire trailer with the with the hydraulics for a little bit. Plus my camera mount broke off. Man, I just bought this crap. Oh, this is fine. Give me the other part. Oh, I think this. There were several clicks there. I think it's fixed now. Plus somehow the camera also survived. Wow. Walk away now, bro. You know what, guys? There's actually this one more thing that I kind of hate about this tractor. When you kill the engine, you pull the wire, which kills the engine, but it returns. It doesn't stay out. For example, on the old Blue, you push the lever down and it will stay down. It will not let any more fuel enter the fuel pump. Not the case here though, because the spring will pull it back. And I'm kind of afraid that if I try to push the tractor with the excavator, for example, it's just gonna start and walk off in gear. I mean, we can demonstrate right here. This thing will actually start pretty easily. I think I'm in third gear at the moment. Just like that. I always want to leave the tractor in gear, you know, so it doesn't roll off, but it sucks, you know. Hit some rocks now.
päris korralikult kaevanud. Eile olid sa poolenisti maa sees juba. Ja siis jääb mulje, et nad on hästi odavad, aga muideks mina ostsin ühe asja, mis oli Temus oluliselt kallim kui K-raudis. Nii et kvaliteedile panevad ka nemad kõvasti otsa. Olgu siis. Kes või tule? Kesu? Noh, tule nüüd.
Ei taha koju minna veel?
Ei taha, oli huvitav sinu juures.
Yeah. Okay, I think this mission has now ended. I mean the digging mission. So I got the hole for the septic finished and 2 leach field lines. One is a bit shorter. I had to stop because property line, and the other one is a bit longer than it needs to be, but then again I think it's not that long. In the book of laws over there says that the maximum recommended length can be about 20 meters. This one is I think like 24 or 23, somewhere over there. And the other one is 12. So I did kind of debate either I'm gonna go, one will go that way and the other will go this way, but the distance between 2 trenches, the minimal distance can be 1.5 meters. So this will definitely work. They will kind of, I mean the 2 trenches separate from each other, so I think 1.5 meters is somewhere over here, so that's not a problem whatsoever. Plus, if it's necessary, I can always do like a 3rd trench as well. Go that way. This all kind of depends how much water you're flushing down the toilet, because water will be occupying these pipes and nothing else. Well, actually at the start I wanted to put the septic hole right over there, but then I realized I'm kind of too close to my water well. Now in this location, the distance between the water well and the septic tank would have been 25 meters. But the book says that minimal is 30 meters, so I took the septic tank a bit further away. Now it's about 32, something like that. But no, I couldn't go that way because my neighbor also has a water well, so I had to keep that in mind as well. So right now I think kind of aced the location, because from my water well the distance is 32, and from my neighbor's water well it's 38. So I think perfect location for the septic tank overall. And the leach field trenches also have to be at least 30 meters from the water well. So from there to there it's 32. I'm good. There was only one rule I broke in the book. It says that it can't be closer to than 5 meters to any building. So this distance, I think it's like 4 or 3 something, but I think it's fine. You know, this is just a stupid shed, so nobody lives there. Maybe apart from my, well, the village cat mafia members. Some of them might live here. I'm not really sure, but I don't really care about those guys. So at the moment, that's the only rule I broke while positioning all the equipment, I guess. And I think it's fine. It should work just fine. But before we continue, I'm gonna quickly patch up the stupid roof, because it looks like it's gonna rain any moment now. And then, well, I ordered a bunch of things like sand and gravel. That stuff should arrive tomorrow. Then we can also continue this project. Now I would say the hardest part is over now. Digging took about 2 days. While I was digging the bigger hole, I was thinking maybe I should bring the big guy. Sure glad I didn't though. That guy is gonna mess everything up. Plus, the trenches needed to be minimal 50 centimeters wide, and the Yanmar was perfect for that, because right now I think it's like 60. No, actually 70, even more than it needs to be. But that's actually good. So I think it's like 10 p.m. at the moment. I'm gonna go to bed. Jummal küll seda tuult siin vaja praegu. Ma ei tea, palju mul liiva võib minna siia muidugi. Kuhu? No selle põhja läheb seda liiva ja liiva vist ei lähe nii palju.
See sõidutee oleks võinud ka täitsa selline olla, see oleks palju odavam olnud.
See hakkab ju määrima, Anneli.
Hakkab vä?
Muidugi. Sa hakkad seda valget tuppa tassima. Vaata, kui kuradi valged on. Ja ta ei jää kinni, vaata. Frees on ikkagi see, mis...
Mis asi siis tendest? Kuidas sa selle popa võid siia maha? Kus sul popp oli, kui sa kaevad kõrval? Nad lasevad trossiga siit vaata üle.
Jah, seda saab ka teha teile. Man, just imagine if I had to install this with yesterday's wind. That would have been a catastrophe. Man, piss off! Huh? Блядь, сука! This kind of went a bit wrong. The guy's gonna bring me two different types of sand. Now this is more rocky stuff. It has like rocks and stuff in it. But you know, when I'm gonna backfill around this guy, then I want to have more fluffy sand, right? So it could be a bit more compact, you know. Rocky, this maybe it's fine, but it would be better if I had like beach sand, right? And the guy is gonna bring the second load, that more finer sand, and it's gonna drop it here. Sadly, it would be better if the piles would be like switched, you know, the fluffy sand there, rocky sand there, because the rocky sand will go into the drench, fluffy sand around the septic tank. Kind of a mixy situation, but whatever. I think we can just use the Yanmar to throw it around or something. Look at that. Beach sand. Where's the volleyball? But yeah, these two piles actually should be like other way around, because I'm gonna start from the septic tank first, obviously. Before I continue with that project, I'm gonna quickly bash off this roof. One moment, guys. Shut up! I think I forgot the handbrake on. Very empty, man. Meie perse. Good boy. Oh, by the way, I had an interesting encounter while driving home today from the pipe store. Here's the clip of that. Ei olegi midagi. Kas see on üldse siinpool üldse? I have no idea where that went, but seemed to have went somewhere. Yeah, I think that one went all the way to bedrock. Seems pretty solid. Nojah, suht pehme värk, siin ei ole nagu kuhugi lasta midagi. See on kuradi poole meetrist kruvi vajas. See on värk. Oho. Dude. Maybe one more. I would just love to replace the entire roof out, honestly, instead of trying to patch it. But in the panels, they're not rot or anything like that. They're over 50 years old, but they're still pretty strong. The nails, although, can't say the same for those guys. I mean, 50 plus years. Those guys are just so rusted through that they can't really hold the panels in place anymore. That's why these days you're not really allowed to use standard steel nail in order to fasten roofing panels. You need to have well, either stainless steel or zinc coated nails or screws. Standard nails don't they don't last the test of time, although the panels are fine. But you know, whatever. Hopefully no more stupid ass distractions. Here's me saying that, but in about 5 minutes something's gonna explode. Story of my life. Holy hell! Go away. Look at that. I had to get rid of the Soviet chair t-shirt because it had a couple of asbestos fibers on it. So I just drew that into my personal volcano. But I think this is even better. Okay, yeah, suits me, I guess. Next order of business though, I need to put the box inside the hole. But first, I'm gonna go over this grade again. And during the time lapse I did set the grade already. But it's kinda low still. I would prefer to put the septic tank as high as possible I can put. Because inside the book it says that if it's too low, then the leach field doesn't function as it's intended, or perfectly rather. It says that the septic tank has to be between 40 and 100 centimeters below ground level. Right now I think it's about 70 or 80, so I'm gonna try to change the grade slightly in order to get that number a little bit lower. Now at the moment I have a 3% grade set, but actually like 2% would work a little bit better even. So I'm gonna reevaluate this quickly, and then we can set the septic in the hole and I don't know, finish everything else. Also, I'm gonna put this type of a connection here. I figured this is like a... Well, we're gonna have a turn in this area, so if there's like a problem in this area, then I have access, at least some sort of access to it, right? We're gonna do some type of a cover on the surface as well. I guess this can work as like a ventilation as well. So I'm not really sure if I'm gonna close it or keep it open. That should be about 2% grade right over there. And when it comes to sewage lines, then the grade is actually important. The goal is that basically you don't want the liquids to move faster away compared to the solids. The solids need to move with the liquid. If the liquid moves away, then the solid is left behind in the pipe. And probably the next flush will move the solids, keep moving the solids further, but it's not an ideal solution. The grade is actually important. And it should be pretty good from the house itself, so we need to set it from here. I haven't had any problems with solids getting stuck in the pipe ever since the pipe was installed. Maybe like 15 years ago or something like that. This was probably the first thing we ever did on the homestead. But we never actually finished the septic part. Okay, that should work pretty good. About this much of sand under the septic tank. About the base itself though, the Book of Laws also described it a bit differently. There we go. The base has to be at least 10 centimeters of concrete, and not just that. It also says that the entire, well, the entire surrounding area has to be bored in concrete as well. So the entire septic tank has to be bored inside concrete. Even 25 centimeters, man. That's what it says. Seems kind of extreme if you ask me. I mean, it's like building a bunker for the thing, right? I called up the company who supplied me the tank and asked if you know, sand is good enough as well. The guy basically told me that the instructions are, well, perfect conditions, I guess, but they have installed sand as well, so I'm gonna go with sand. I'm not gonna mess around with concrete here. I think it's fine. I even asked my AI chick and she also agrees. For an underground septic tank sitting on rocky sand, a compacted sand or B gravel base is generally preferred over a concrete slab. True local codes, man, piss off at that. Drainage. Sand and gravel allow groundwater to drain away freely. Concrete does not. Better flexibility. Protection also is better because it's like it supports the thing from all around, right? Concrete, well, if you encase the entire thing in concrete, then that's the same situation, maybe a bit better. Easier. So there you go. When to use a concrete base: high water table or water logging. Where water, bro? I don't see anything. Unstable or weak soil. Dude, that's pure gravel down there, right? Man, you can place the entire earth on it. That's solider than solid. Lightweight tanks, fiberglass. These need a secure base to prevent structural failure. I think they're all like that. What? Cyberpunk new game? One moment, guys. I have to go play it. No kurat, see search kadus nüüd ära. Heavy loading zones. Necessary if the tank is installed under driveways or areas where with vehicle traffic. Does Supermom's lawnmower count as a vehicle? No, I don't think so. Backbone structure. Site requirements. So yeah, we're gonna go with the sand base, and also I'm gonna fill the sides with the same sand. The beach gravel sand, but I'm also gonna compact it pretty well with water and hammering. It should be pretty good. I think it's gonna endure pretty well. I don't think this guy is gonna go anywhere. That base usually doesn't move whatsoever. Plus we don't have any earthquakes or anything like that, so everything's pretty stable here. So I'm gonna put about 30 centimeters of sand down. I need to use the other sand, and I think I'm gonna use the hoe in order to bring the sand a bit closer so I could put it inside the pit. Or maybe we can use the Bobcat as well. Look at that, guys. The earth is flat. I think we can skip the water on the base. This seems pretty solid at the moment. Like a steel wall. Look at that. This thing works pretty good. Arms don't like the impact though. I need at least 121 on the bottom part of the pipe. Then it should be pretty good. Look at that, 121 and a half. That's even better. I kind of understand the concrete though. It's like a secondary barrier, right? If something happened to the stupid plastic box, like there was a hole for some reason, then all that gunk was just leak out. If you go the concrete route, then you have like a secondary shield, containment vessel, so to speak. But I don't think that piece of crap is gonna break. Should be fine. You know what? I think dropping this guy into the hole is not such a good idea. I should try to lift it there, maybe with the armor. Yeah, it's actually kind of heavy. Whoa, whoa. Already wants to go into the hole. Mis kuradi pidi ta läheb, et taas seda pidi läheb. Sisse lasen suurem ikkagi. Väiksem on väiksem. Bigger boy is the input. Output over here. I'm gonna try to explain some interesting facts about this septic a bit later. I mean, right now. So this is a 2-chamber septic tank. Most of the mulch ends up inside the first chamber and there's like a wall in between. Here we have like detailed pictures also there. So the first chamber collects all the mud, the second chamber is like a secondary cleaning chamber basically, and there should be some type of a filter element. In there as well. Yeah, that filter element needs to be there. Apparently it's like a replaceable part. And there was something about bacteria as well, which you also need to buy separately in order to make it even more efficient. So the water that reaches the plumbing, I mean leach field, is basically pretty clean. Oh, this is actually a 3-phase cleaner. The first chamber, the secondary chamber, and then there's the filter chamber. I'm not sure where the bacteria go in though. Oh, there she is. That's the guy. Some type of a prepper rat. Really easy to use this as well. Basically, you just buy that thing, flush it down the toilet, just like these capsules or something like that. And one pack is enough for like half a year. Not sure if you need to flush the entire box down the toilet though. It's not specified. Oh, once per month. Okay. I just can't be bothered to read. Now, if you haven't figured it out yet, this is not a how-to guide, by the way. noh, Tuul, kus sa oled, kui mul su abi vaja on? Kurat, lükka see pask mäest üles. Hopefully my bucket won't fall off. Seems kind of high. Piss water. This vanilla pudding smells a lot better than that peace water. Basically, it needs to be like 20 millimeters lower. That's great. 1 second, guys. I need to do a lot of work. Even a little bit more than it needs to be. Now, because the main house plumbing system doesn't have any ventilation at the end of the line, you know, that way, then I need to add an extra T here, which will work as the ventilation hole. Right into the piss bucket. Oh, by the way, guys, I found this. This seems like some lady's dress or part of it or something, right? Maybe a bra. Look at that. Dude, this thing was like 2 meters underground. What the crap was it doing there? So weird. Connection established. Perfect. Everything should perfect. Perfect. So next step, I'm gonna start putting water into the tank itself. I'm gonna do like a little toilet flush test as well. Don't worry, guys, I'm not gonna poop. Just a simple flush. I wanna see if my crap ends up here or not. Anything yet? Man, I was so fast. Beat the water. There we go. Yeah, about the same amount which I flushed down. I think nothing went missing somewhere. Should work. And from the main house itself, I actually have like a couple of drops as well, because of the massive grade downwards. You know, one of the drops is somewhere here, so there's like a 90-degree drop, about a meter into the ground. Then it continues on with the correct grade. And the first drop is actually under the foundation, somewhere over there. I should also have pictures, I think. Yeah, look at that. Number one, and the other guy also, maybe, not sure. Oh, look, back then I did not have the samurai. This weird octopus instead did all the digging jobs. But anyway, I'm gonna throw some water into this guy and also gradually start filling in the sides. I have to keep this sort of balanced though, so one doesn't crush the other, I guess. the forces have to be equal, and because I can't, you know, dampen the sides with the duo, I'm probably gonna destroy the sides of the tank itself. I'm gonna use water to, the water will do the compacting part. Really simple build overall, I would say. I have no idea what crap is this. It's like plastic. A plastic filter, perhaps. I mean, I could have welded this tank together out of 20mm steel for half the price. I think the Bobcat crapped out on us. All of a sudden the priming pump went pancake mode. Look at that. Man, I hope it's not a collapsed pickup tube. That would be a nightmare. Dude, I think that's pumping air. I think the pickup tube just broke off. Maybe. I need my piss bucket. Either the pickup tube is cracked. It's clearly not broken off, because then I wouldn't get any fuel. It seems kind of low volume though, so either it's cracked or there's a break in the fuel line somewhere. Because that seems like a very low volume, right? It should be more. Let's take the cab up. Maybe we can see something. Dude, I don't have time for this crap right now. It said it's supposed to rain later tonight. Kinda in a hurry. Man, look at that. Dude, the freaking gas struts are already broken. I haven't even used them once. Look at that. Can't hold the stupid cat up. Man, this is the second time this has happened. I've already replaced them twice. Plus this time I bought the original parts even. $80 per gas strut, already broken, man. What a waste of time. I mean money. This piece of crap, man. What a bunch of crap. Never again I'm gonna buy straps for this shit bucket. It's so hard to push it up. Maybe I put them the wrong way. It's like bench pressing 100 kilos. Not good. Dude, I can't even see the fuel lines. I'm guessing it's behind the bump somewhere. Oh yeah. Oh, there she is, I think. Right there, right? But no, for me here it looks okay. Something feels like it's sloshing around. I think it's broken off. Ooh. Didn't know there was a mesh there. You know what? Let's put some fuel into the tank. I remember I've had this flat issue before, at least once, and it kind of resolved itself out of nowhere. Right now I should have maybe about 10-15% of fuel remaining, but it still shouldn't be like a problem. And this was several years ago, but I remember I had the same issue. The pump went flat, then I undid the pump, then it started pumping again, and after that everything worked. But it can also be like a broken pickup tube. I'm gonna put the tank completely full. Maybe we can continue the work. If not, I'm gonna drag this piece of crap out of here somehow and we'll use the old blue with the front loader. I don't have time to fix this nonsense at the moment. This pump seems to pump fine, but you know, I don't trust those zip tie connections. Plus, something's up with that pipe as well. I think let's say change out this entire setup. But let's keep the priming pump for now, because I don't have a spare. I would need to steal one from the Volvo. Maybe that's not the culprit. And that was pretty loose as well. That as well. Everything's so loose. Why? Look at that. What joke is this? The Lucy Susie 2.0. It's bumping, but pump feels kinda weird. Like half of it is air. But it's not collapsed anymore, so it's retracting. Maybe we got lucky here, but I'm not really sure at the moment. You know, we put the fuel tank full. Maybe it's just gonna work until fuel level goes below the pickup. I guess we'll see. There might as well just be like a bad connection on the zip tie as well. If it gets air, then the system won't work. I really hate fuel systems where the fuel tank is at the lowest part of the system. I prefer gravity fed fuel systems. But yeah, I guess there's a reason why most of them are built like this. I think I need to buy more of these extensions, as my septic tank will be a bit deeper than I guess they normally are. But still, it's gonna be less than 60 centimeters, and the guy told me as long as it's less than 60 centimeters deep, the warranty is not void, you know. If you go deeper than 60, then the warranty loses like effect, and you're pretty much screwed. Regardless, though, I think I'm pretty much screwed anyway, so. Yeah, I need at least one more. The ground level is somewhere over here, so definitely one more, maybe even two, to bring the thing a bit further out from the ground. And we'll do the final filling later. I may need to order more sand as well. But no, let's just kind of keep going at the moment. You're gonna need to install that little, I'm not really sure what that's called in English, maybe like a separation wall, you know, from the pipe that comes from the septic tank. It goes in there, and from there it goes into the leach field, so it's like a drain stop basically. I'm gonna take the wall a bit further away from the tank itself. But I think you can also kind of connect it there. However, I think we should take it a bit further down the road. So this thing will directly go underground. There is no reason to access this hatch unless you're adding more leach fields, I guess. And as of right now, I'm gonna only use two, but like I explained, we're gonna also add a third one in the future. I guess it kind of depends. If the water nicely flows away and I don't have any, I know, water logging issues, then we don't need a dirt trench. But if we do, then we do. It says that one side is meant for input, but I don't know, they all look the same. There's supposed to be some seals in the thing as well, and you need to drill the openings or cut them open. 1, 2, 3, 4. We only need 3 at the moment, and some stability legs. Plastic piece of crap. One thing I kind of did not manage to read from the Bible is that to do all the connections need to be on the same level? Or does this need to be higher? And clearly not lower, right? I guess they would work if they were all on the same level as well. Now in the picture we can see they're on the same level. It's fine. Just confusing. Ma ei usu, et ta nurga all jääb. Et 45 on 45 jah. Nüüd on 30, aga 4. Siia oleks vaja 90. Aga siia ma ei tea. Piping is so fun, guys. Every time you join something together, you can smell the vanilla. That's so good. I'm not really sure if like any mod gets in here as well. It would be somewhat okay to have access to this port in the future, right? But in the book it says it goes directly underground, so technically no mod should get in there, only water, right? Yeah, only water, no mod should ever get in here. Man, what a bunch of crap. Look at this. I bought this thing last year. Like 30 bucks. Look at that. Piece of garbage plastic over there. Breaks for no reason. But yeah, we should get water in this pipe soon so we can figure stuff out. Hi. Looks like we're almost there. Dude, look at that guy. How the hell did he get in there? Oh, slippery bastard. Man. I'm not sure. There we go. Oh, shines great. Look at this dude. What an idiot. There we go. It seems to work. seems to work. Because the book of law says that the two leach field lines can't be anywhere closer than 1.5 meters to each other. I'm gonna, from the well, I'm gonna go with the solid pipe up to about where the distance between the two lines is 1.5 meters. So somewhere over there, roughly 2 meters. Oh, by the way, guys, I think I was wrong about that being underground. It actually needs to be above ground as well, because I found like a little extension, and that goes there nicely. So I just need to buy more of these as well, to 3 minimal, I guess. Then that should work. So the layering of this trench will be actually pretty simple. At the base, we're gonna put that rough sand, and if I run out, I technically don't need to like order another pile. You know, I can use the same stuff we hauled out of here with the tractor. That's actually even better than this stuff, because there's more rocks in that mix. Now, beyond the base coat, we're gonna go with the gravel, which is over there. In the center of the gravel, there will be the leaching pipe. So gravel under it and gravel on top of it. Now on top of the gravel, we're gonna put the fabric, that white nonsense over there. So that's gonna cover the gravel, and on top of that, we're gonna put topsoil to cover everything up. Before I do the piping though, I need to at least set the dual bottom layers to some degree. Now the truck dude told me that I shouldn't try to do this alone, because maybe collapse, you know. But then again, even if this collapsed, I probably wouldn't die. Maybe. I mean, it's about my height, it's not that deep. Should be able to breathe. I hope so. The book says the higher the pipe is, the better, because atmospheric pressure also needs to get inside the pipe, and the deeper it is, the lower the pressure will be. Now it will make it like less efficient, so more dirtier water will get into the pipe if it's the bacteria need proper pressure to function, basically. Minimum 40, maximum 100 centimeters. So I think I'm somewhere around 60, but actually around 70. So nowhere near the maximum. And we're gonna get about 70 also of leaching material, like gravel and sand. So that's pretty good, right? Especially in that well, I don't even know what to call this part. I mean, 2 meters of freaking topsoil. This doesn't drain very well, but if we add that 70 centimeters of draining area, that's gonna help out a lot in this area. Not a problem on this side, but this is kind of crap. This is much better, and I'm assuming against the mountain we also have a lot better material, less topsoil. The first pipe doesn't need any gravel. It's not part of the leaching thing. Ow. Oh man, even the first Kirves doesn't smoke that much. So far so good. I think this is gonna be a pretty solid leach field. Shouldn't have any problems. Hopefully. Now the top coat probably is not that important as the bottom coat, right? I mean, water usually goes downwards, not up. I'm just gonna put like enough to cover the pipe. I think I don't need more. Besides, I need to order more gravel anyway. What is that crap? Maybe this is a better option. I'm not sure if you can cut that thing with that thing. I guess we'll find out in a moment. It's like pretty good. Yes, Mr. Dog, I agree. It's going great. Quite a bit finished as well. Plus, you can already use the system to some degree, right? I mean, tray nuts, 4.5 million right over there. I'm gonna try to continue here and at least get this trench quickly finished. Then we need to do the other trench. Luckily, that's not that long. Well, sadly, we're gonna run out of the rougher sand any moment now. But no, if I do, that's not a problem. I'm just gonna go grab the stuff that I dumped somewhere over there. That will work as well. About this though, not sure. Maybe enough, maybe not. At the moment, I'm not gonna order a second load. This one seems pretty decent still, even after finishing like 7 meters. I think this will not run out. I hope. That pile was not cheap. Oh, by the way, at the end of the video, I'm gonna do like a cost analysis. We're gonna figure out how much this mess cost me out of pocket. Well, that takes care of the first ditch. But dude, there's like a little problem. You know, while I was coming down the road, I realized that the pipe is going deeper and deeper, even with like a 1% grade. Actually, somewhere in the middle, I decided to ditch the grade and I went with a level pipe instead. Maybe like a very minimal grade, I'm not sure, level-ish. I didn't really notice this before, but basically I was kind of going uphill. Yeah, that area is maybe like 30%, I mean 30 centimeters higher than this area. So I was kind of fighting the hill the entire time. That's why the thing went so deep in the end. I think we started off at around 70. Maybe like 65 or something like that. That's actually pretty okay. And that piece of pipe down there is exactly 1 meter. So from there, about 40. And the Bible says that maximum 1 meter. I don't think I'm gonna have any training issues, but you know, the biological side might not function very well in those depths. But about the training, I don't think I'm gonna have any training issues here. I mean, look at all that gravel, bro. That's gonna soak up water like well, like a really hungry dude looking at a very nice pizza. That's just gonna disappear, man. Plus, I don't really have a high water table here. Dude, I don't even actually know where the water table begins in this area. So while I was digging out the concrete rings, I did make like a little test hole. Well, the Yanmar can only dig maybe like 2.7 meters or something like that. So I drove the Yanmar into that ditch and then went as deep as I could reach. And at the very bottom, the furthest down I could reach, I just entered like a clay wall. So I don't know where the water table begins in this area. I don't think there's any water around here, honestly. Seems pretty dry. I mean, we meant at least 3.5 meters, maybe even 4 meters underground, no water anywhere. And I've had these ditches open for like 3 or 4 days now. Absolutely no water in the ditch whatsoever. Everything's dry. I think we're good on the draining side, but yeah, the biological factor might be affected because of that stupid depth in the end. I think the 1 meter mark starts somewhere in the middle. A bit more there. Also, no, I'm not gonna do it right now, but if I need to add another trench in the future somewhere, I think I'm not gonna go into that direction, because that's even more, you know, I will be fighting against the hill even more in that direction. I'd rather, I think, go like that way, because that's downhill from here. So I'm gonna install like a little D connection here, plug it up from one side, and if one day I wanna do another trench, then I'm probably gonna go that way. However, this option is still open, but I think it's not a good idea because of the, you're gonna go against the hill basically, and I think that's not a good idea. That hit the spot. Oh. Such manly sounds. Yeah, I think Super Sister is already using this system. Mm-hmm. Where's the seal, bro? It's not with the thing. Maybe there's two here. Nope. Seal is missing. Oh man. Dude, I'm not about to drive 80 miles to get that seal. But anyway, guys, still got quite a bit to do, but not that a lot. I can already sort of see the end. However, everything's pretty straightforward. Basically everything we've done so far, so I'm gonna draw you on a little time lapse again and hopefully finish this video. Let's make guys jump aboard. Peale, miksi? Never again I'm gonna put a piece of crab condom under something that I need to pick up with the cat. That takes care of that bit. Oh, by the way guys, I found a little bit of treasure. Not really sure where these came from. No, I've found stuff like that before a couple of times. I think they're from a tracked vehicle maybe. But I think this part came out pretty good. And everything seems to work right now. Maybe you noticed during the time lapse that I did something differently here. I started to feel the piping, but then I discovered something. There was like a little glitch. Yeah, I was just kind of filling the hole, and then I saw standing water. So I had standing water in this pipe going downwards. entering the septic tank, and almost immediately I figured something's off, because that's not supposed to be like that. Basically, you shouldn't have any standing water in a sewage line, period, because it can freeze during the winter time, right? Plus the mud might kind of get stuck inside the pipe as well, because it's not entering the tank itself, it's kind of slowing down before the tank. So well, I tried to figure out what the problem was, you know, because I'm pretty sure I did everything correctly. I mean, I got my 2% grade over there entering the tank is level, and then from the tank outlet port another 2% grade into that wall, and from there 1% somewhat all the way to the end. So now if everything's correct, then why did I still have sitting water at the tank? I was kind of confused. Initially I thought that you know, I was filling the tank from this end only. Maybe the weight tilted it like that, because one side of the tank was kind of filled, the other side was not. However, the crossover port from one side to the other side is not that high. It's maybe like 1/3 of the tank. Looking at the diagram of the tank, I mean, here it kind of shows that the holes are quite far up there, but actually this is incorrect, because I'm pretty sure the holes, I kind of looked inside the tank and the holes were somewhere below the middle line. Definitely. I looked inside the tank, that was the case. So we filled up maybe about this much before the water started going over to the other side. But maybe that was enough to make the tank like tilt slightly, you know. However, when I put the level on the thing, and it's basically level. It's actually maybe slightly even tilting the other way, so it should be even better, not the other way, right? If it's tilting the other way, then it's tilting that way, not that way, so it should be better. Or maybe you're not supposed to measure the level from there. And also I flipped the thing around to make sure that the level is not broken, and it's the same. It's actually like slightly tilting that way instead. Luckily though, I managed to fix the issue. Yeah, no more standing water at the bottom. And this is also on bar at the moment. It's actually draining slightly. So at the moment it's pretty good, I would say. Now, in order to fix the problem, the solution was actually pretty simple. You know that weird little connection that was just before the septic tank? The one which takes the smaller pipe and makes it bigger. I figured maybe I just kind of flip that thing around, you know. And to my surprise, that's all it took. That fixed the problem actually. Also, I did not lose the grade, the required grade I mean, from the sewage line, because I still apparently had like excessive grade, like 2 plus 3%. At the end, after doing that little hack job, I think the grade was around 1.5 to 2%. So still plenty there, shouldn't have any problems with that. And at the same time, it fixed the problem. So got really lucky there, I guess. Sure dodged the bullet there. Still flowing out from the other end, and there's nothing here. Okay. I think that's fixed now. But yeah, I wanted to take like a step further, I suppose. I figured maybe something's gonna shift with time and that problem will come back. So to avoid digging everything up again while I already had the range open, I figured now let's add some insulation to the thing as well. I ended up adding about 200 millimeters total of insulation, also on the sides, not just up. So I think that's gonna help us out if that problem ever comes back, but I don't think that's gonna be an issue anymore in the future. However, I can't really still kind of figure it out why this even happened, because now according to the diagram, the incoming pipe hole is about this much higher than the outgoing pipe hole, about 20 millimeters higher. So if everything's level, you know, actually it's not level, it's actually tilting like the other way, so it should even be better. But let's say if everything's level, the grades are good everywhere, then this shouldn't happen. So either I'm not supposed to level it from the lead, or you know, something's off. So I'm not really sure, honestly. Maybe you guys have some ideas of why this kind of occurred. I can't quite figure it out. I mean, if everything's level, then everything should be fine, but it's not. Luckily, it should be sorted at the moment with that little hack job. Maybe we should have done that concrete foundation after all, also the sides. Maybe this little cheat was not worth it, but I guess we'll see with time. But anyway guys, I guess that's pretty much finished now. Only bits and pieces remaining. Gotta clean everything up. I think I'm gonna go invite my little box grader into the area as well. That should probably make the job pretty easy. But you know, so far I'm pretty happy how everything turned out, I guess. Been wanting to do this for a while. It's been just kind of I'm gonna put it on the back burner for many years. I always thought that I'm not gonna be able to do something like this, that this is too complex for me. But no, honestly, not that bad. Even ignoring a bunch of rules, this came out pretty good. But anyway, let's quickly clean up the area, and then we can wrap up this mess. Another check mark somewhere. your turn. Fix everything. Dude, I'm missing like a part. Where did that guy go? What? Man, what is this? I'm pretty sure I had it last time, and I haven't used the old blue ever since the last time we used that attachment. So it has to be like somewhere here. Well, that sucks. It's like an important part, I would say. Ah, there we go. Sneaky bastard. Useful stick. And some ear protection. This is horrible. My head already hurts. Little attachment works pretty good. Doesn't grade stump so well though. But we just need to build like a bigger box, and but we need to buy that T800 excavator. I mean bulldozer. The biggest bulldozer the Soviets ever built. And we need to build a grader for that guy. Dude, Then we can also grade stumps, no problem. Yeah. And plants the cedar. Dude, this is almost my favorite part. It has nothing to do with the end of the project. I just love the smell of seed. Grass seed, I mean. It smells like, I don't know, grass. Maybe this. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna drive here with Bobcat anytime soon, but I figured maybe if I drive directly over the thing, then I might actually break the thing. A bit of insurance, I guess. Anyway, guys, mission finished. Box in the hole. Also, no more hole. Yeah, like that. Someone's using the system, so it was worth it. Hopefully, we're not gonna have any drainage issues. Hopefully not. Personally, I think not. Should be pretty solid. We did have that solid wall of mud here, but then again, I think I got like 70 or 80 centimeters of gravel plus sand combined into the ditch before I put the pipe down. So that's gonna, it's gonna take a while to fill that void, right? And I'm pretty sure the mud will accept some of the water as well. It's not gonna stay there. But no, if we do have drainage issues, I can just kind of inspect it from this hatch and if the hatch is like filled and the water is not going anywhere, then we need to revisit the situation in the future and add another drainage. Either that way or that way, it doesn't really matter, I think, although that way would be a bit better. However, I'm not sure if I'm gonna... Yeah, I don't want to get too close to my neighbor's wall, so technically that side would be better. But other than that, I'm really glad this is finished. This actually took quite a bit of time. I started on Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, Thursday, no, I mean Tuesday, the other day, the Wednesday, then Thursday, and the day's Friday. So like 6 days, bro. Well, in my defense, I had to do everything alone. So I think that's pretty good. And out of pocket, how much did I spend? So I can't recall exactly how much I paid for this thing. Was it like 1,200 bucks or 13 or something like that? Let's go with 13. Plus the load of gravel, which was 250. So that's like 1,500 bucks. 3 loads of sand, 1,700 bucks. Nothing much. Oh, the extensions. There are like 3 extensions that I needed to buy. Dude, the guy asked like 180 bucks for the extensions. That seemed like a lot just for the extensions. So about 1,900 bucks, I guess, plus this and that somewhere over there. So out of pocket, 2 grand. I think it's not that bad. This system should last forever, basically, if it's maintained and works properly. Shouldn't be any problems there. And once the grass kicks in, then it's gonna look a lot better. I mean, honestly, that guy did actually a pretty good job. I'm kind of enjoying that attachment. Yeah, it works pretty good. Yeah, really glad I built that one. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go get back to work. I have a bunch of other things that I need to do. This was not part of the plan. I just wanted to do it. I was not planning to do it, but whatever. Now it's done. I'm gonna go back to spaceport and tinker there, I guess. I can hear cries from a old Soviet apartment block building. I need to figure that situation out. So bye bye.